All right. Now, 2 minutes have passed, and we have people slowly. I would just want to say a very warm welcome to all of you who made time today on this morning to tune in and be curious about how to actually launch and host a successful event with us. So I would say we can already start seeing people are slowly coming in. Yep. So welcome again. My name is Ariel. I am the product marketing manager at House 101. Today we're going to talk about what is actually the key to launching a successful event with you. So within this webinar, we're going to cover different aspects of events and then really break it down to the fundamental element of what actually breaks or makes a successful event. Today, I'm really honored to be joined by Patrick Meisch. Patrick is the head of the business development at House 101. Patrick also carries 12 years of experience in the event industry and has been a critical decision maker in the same industry as well. Patrick is also happy to share his knowledge with us as well, like for all the event organizers like us, about how to actually launch a successful event and discuss furthermore of all these key elements with us. So before we get started, as your host today, I just want to let you know if you have ideas or questions, you are very welcome to share that with me and share that with also your attendees. So feel free to post that on the event blog, as you can see on the right-hand side on the app. Or you can also directly message me if you want to raise the questions, so to which we can come back later after the webinar to shortly discuss them together with Patrick. So yeah, let's get started. So now, for all of you who have shown certain degree of interest in today's webinar's topic, I believe you all have more or less launched an event before, either be it a live event or be it a virtual event. There are just so many aspects involving the event launching. It starts with the event planning before the event starting date, then to the actual day the event is running, as well as to even if you have wrapped up the event, there are so many things that you need to consider to wrap up an event successfully. There involves also so many different stakeholders from the sales team prior to the event that has to book enough delegates to present this event, but also as well as the business partners department in your company that has to find the right business partners, as well as the sponsors of the events, as well as that you have to orchestrate what is actually the whole topic or the whole concept of this event is gonna be about. So then you also have to coordinate it closely with your production team to actually produce an event smoothly. So there are so many aspects surrounding just hosting or launching a single event. It's not as easy as outsiders may think. I would say COVID outbreak is actually a watershed moment for the event industry, meaning before COVID time, the event industry usually takes longer or has a longer time of the preparation for launching an event. Usually, it involves either 3 months to 6 months to really come up with a proper topic and then gather enough attendees, enough right amount of right kind of speakers and exhibitors and sponsors. It's also because for the live events nature, usually involves more static content, so that it usually takes also up to longer time for preparation. But now COVID happens that we event organizers have started transform the event into digital form. so that we can still host events virtually. Meaning that with this transformation, now launching an event can take only a few days to prepare. Definitely the content is more dynamic, it's more flexible up to the last minute of adaptation and adjustment. So it is definitely a different nature of the event launching. So summing up our piece, even though right now we don't know what will be the development of the COVID situation, but one thing is for sure that digital event or the event in its digital form will be here to stay with us. Either it's going to be a pure digital form or a hybrid form combined with a live events form. So how to actually manage so many different aspects, so many different stakeholders to guarantee the content's quality in time is very important. And having a stellar content management system is definitely going to help in this volatile times. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Patrick, our speaker today, to actually walk us through how the powerful CMS will change our event organizer's life. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you, Ariel, and hello, everyone. I'm Patrick. Thanks for joining today's webinar. I'm responsible as Head of Business Development here at Hubs 101. I'm the leading provider of event technology. We aim to provide an event platform for event organizers to host online and hybrid events better, easier, and smarter. The idea for this webinar, and not using a PowerPoint presentation today, came from a customer who said that after using our content management system, he never forgot a single aspect in regard to his content. So now let me share my screen. So can you see it? So we are here in our content management system. And first of all, what you should consider when you're setting up your content, so make it easy for you to set up an event and content. So pointing out or listing what you already have will help you putting your content into context. So the customer I mentioned also remembered me, content is king, context is King Kong. So, and one reason why we are where we are as market leader is that we tried to be as effective as possible. And this is why everything in our CMS is in a logical structure. So, for example, you see here the content, self-explanatory, designed for a super intuitive and fast usage. And one important ground layer actually for content, too often forgotten, is to make your event unmistakable. How do you do this? And let me say, it doesn't make sense to create unforgettable content if your customers forget about your brand. So this is why you should take very well care of your branding and do as much white label as possible. It not only helps to remember, but also to engage and motivate the audience. So don't forget that. So the Attendees section helps me actually to talk about a very crucial thing. So where's the content coming from and who are its creators? Ariel talked a little bit about it. So, and in case you're planning an event, but missing some additional presentations and topics, you might want to send a call for paper to your network and invite them. So that will not only help you filling the gaps, but also to sharpen what you and your team want to say. And if it's defined who's delivering the content, so with Hubs 101, you can give, for example, content roles and also let speakers and exhibitors set up the content themselves. And of course, you decide in the end if you want to publish it or not. So now let's talk about content. So our app CMS is designed to help you defining your content optimally. And what I show you hopefully gives you some ideas for the structure. Locations help you define in which room, either physical or virtual, will an event take place. And what rooms and size of the audience you have can have an impact on your content. As, for example, you will not pack a C-level speaker from Tesla into a small room. So let me show this exhibition room, for example. And don't forget to give your rooms good descriptions, so people know what to expect. This is clear in a virtual world where people need good guidance, not to get lost, but also in a physical world. Someone might get comfortable on his chair and is surprised if the topic of the second presentation is not of interest, even he felt well located, let's say, during the first presentation. So let me show now one of the main parts. Check out the structure of a presentation and its details and the way to present it. So our session structure, I think, is designed for the best user experience. So event organizers can add in all relevant event info and content for the attendees to access, as well as involve speakers for collaboration at the pre-event stage. So make clear what your content means in regard to the format. So for example, if it's a workshop, if it's a presentation, and think about things like, do you need a collaboration tool, streaming software, and use clear headlines and sometimes be provocative. So this one, for example, I think is pretty clear. Short introduction to the presentations always helps, as well as some bullet points. Optimally, I say 3, but never more than 5. And optimally, your virtual event app or web agenda can be used with keywords. So now I come to another point where I think this is very important. So content, I think, is optimally consumed with pictures and videos. So the saying, the eye eats with us, or the eye eats along, is also true for content. Make it as attractive as possible. And make your content rare. So, for example, the limitation of seats. So people will register rather sooner than later if the seats or the tickets run out. Please still work hard on the content though. And never publish your content before it's good. So think twice what kind of pre-stage you want to publish if necessary. So because it could actually keep people away. And don't forget the speaker in session. So when you provide speaker information, make it short and catchy. But if you also want to create more data and leads in a virtual event, you should always bring a special service to your audience, add some documents, give them good titles and descriptions. So the track section, so keep in mind, so the track section can help you organize different sessions happening at the same time, so per stage or category. So ask yourself, do you need categories to meet everyone of your target group? So in Teams, so how to present the content is as crucial as the content itself. So we provide, for example, various options for streaming integration. You can bring your own, but yeah, we provide full HD streaming solutions or streaming solutions where you can see 100 people visible at the same time. And what I find also more and more important are integrations. For example, if you know the program Miro, that's a collaboration tool for the best way, I would say, to collaborate with each other. And here, don't forget your exhibitors and the exhibition. On a website or in an app, always you can link the presentations within the exhibition so that the people know which sessions relate to that individual exhibitor. You can upload documents. You can, of course, do, for example, image advertising, and the rest of the content actually is quite similar to sessions. Also, my recommendations in that regard. And of course, think about the documents that you will provide to the audience. Yeah? If you ask yourself, what kind of download information should I provide beside presentations? Well, that highly depends on your topic and industry, of course, but don't offer too many brochures or marketing material, but rather white papers, studies, surveys, interviews, case studies are good. So now, how that all looks like. Let's go to the end. So front end and back ends are optimally connected here, and they really like switching back and forth. So let's go to the agenda briefly. So what's very important is, so make to find your content and provide access to all sessions across different tracks and days. To set up an own agenda event with several presentations is crucial for people nowadays, to be able to, for example, pin or to favor sessions as well as integrated in their individual calendars. And information has to be easy to find. So offer search fields and filters. And make sure attendees don't need to check for the time zone. That is one of the factors why people from other continents are not joining. So no one wants to calculate the optimal time. And make it easy for attendees to engage themselves in sessions and with other people. So for example, we showed the attendee list, and it has a super effect on networking as well, actually. As you can see, so not only who else joined the presentation, but you can directly reach out to the individual person and organize or create meetings with the speaker or with others who watched it. And I think it's worth showing you another aspect in regards to content. So check this out. So you can ask attendees to fill in an onboarding survey and ask questions. So this is not only good for matching, as we can see it here, and networking, but also to define the content for the event. So if 10 registered people wanted to hear from a specific topic, so it might make sense to find a speaker or workshop moderator. And in general, of course, you should provide a clean and clear overview on your website or your app or brochures. Have a clear structure, like show attendees, so show an attendee list, the agenda, the speakers, and also the exhibitors. And never forget that the right analytics allow event organizers to determine if something works well or not. And therefore optimize and improve the content, of course. So here you can check things live and react directly, for example, if you have an empty workshop, things like that. And last but not least, think about how you want to present the content on site on hybrid events, for example. So I hope we can do some next year. And if you think about how to present content on hybrid events, so it's also good to think how to motivate people to use an app. So they should be motivated to check the content on site and not run around without orientation or follow others. So we motivate app usage, among other things, with our business Tinder that we have in our mobile app, for example, in our barcode scanner. So you can also download information. And you, for example, can also download the app now. It's in the store. Test with this event directly. Maybe you're already doing it. And actually, that's it. I think I'm done with my tips for today's webinar. So how you can set up the content and structure. I hope it helped you manifesting your thoughts and ideas, pushed you maybe back on the right track, or it provides you hopefully some structure and ideas for future events. And if you or your attendees have questions in regard to your content, you should also provide help. So do we. And feel free to reach out to me anytime. And maybe there are already some questions, Ariel?
Wow, Patrick, that is a very insightful presentation. Thank you so much for taking us diving in depth as well as in breadth of how to actually organize a successful event. And we have so many aspects as event organizers to think about, especially of how we present ourselves in front of our audience. It takes from the exhibitors matter to vendors matter to sponsor matter, as well as to how to actually organize the attendees list, how to organize the sessions agenda, and also how to organize the lead retrieval system on the on-site event. So thank you very much. And actually, we have got some questions coming from our audience. So the first question will be, Patrick, can you maybe tell us how if I want to integrate my CRM system into an event platform like the one you just showed us, how someone will be, how to implement it?
So there was not a mention of a specific one, right? So, well, what I can say is that we provide APIs to all crucial systems. But what I always like to do is to talk about the data and content, which has to be transferred from A to B. So, for example, we have an app to WordPress plugin. So you set up the agenda only once. That's easy. So, but if customers want to organize their marketing automation, maybe they cover a specific aspect in a certain way, and this has to be checked. But as I said, for the crucial systems and standard data, we're very fast, and it's not a problem at all.
That's very good to know, especially for event organizers having a large database to organize. There's one last question from another attendee asking Patrick that how long does it usually take to set up an event properly?
Well, that's a very individual question, I think. But so for the event industry, for example, conference organizers used to plan and create even new events in the past, 3 months in advance. A good time frame be longer, of course, be longer. I think it's possible to manage everything in this time frame. And in regards to our CMS, so I had a customer recently, and yeah, he was alone, and he put in all his content for 14 sessions, and I think it was 6 exhibitors within only 1 day into our platform. So plus we had 2 very relaxed phone conversations on this day. So putting the content into our system is not the deal, yeah, but your marketing, your speaker acquisition, etc., that's another question. Yeah, hope that.
Definitely. So thank you so much, Patrick, for answering questions, but also even more special thanks to all of you who take the time to join us today. And we hope that the topic we discussed today actually could help you, especially in the current time as we are wrapping up 2021 and advancing into 2022. And we wish you all the big success in all upcoming events to launch in 2022. And hopefully see you next time and have absolutely great holidays. Bye.